what has happened thus far.
This has turned
Something
into
about a
Monster.
Nautilus ship?
Mm-hmm.
This has turned into Monster Hunter is what's happened.
Yeah, now the thing.
Who wants to give a full, proper explanation for Piper, who was not here last time?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Piper's in here.
Yeah, so we're on the we found a Nautiloid ship that was crashed in space, just vibing, right? In space rock. So we're like, all right, well that's a cool thing. I've always wanted to look on one of those, or in one of those, and kind of fuck around. So we decided we would fuck around. No, we did not find out, Claire. We were on the Nautiloid ship, and we decided to go through the floors one by one and clear the rooms to see if we could find any good cool-ass loot. So we went in on floor E, went down, didn't go anywhere in F, went down to G. And so while we were fucking around in G, we found a couple of... Or no, we found a dude, just a single dude, a human, who was digging around looking for food. And he was like, yeah, we got stuck here. And my other friends are at the higher levels also looking for food. We need help. We did not trust him implicitly.
Big hungry.
He's big hungry. So, yeah, then we fruited him so that he would follow us around and be a little bit more chill. Or not, he wasn't necessarily not chill, but just to kind of placate him. And we're like, where are all your friends? What were you doing out here? I think they were smugglers, he said. Because we were like, if you're pirates, this is going to end badly for you. We didn't say that out loud. Turns out they're smugglers. Yeah. They're smugglers. We don't necessarily care about them being smugglers, because whatever. Like, that's fine.
The captain you work under sometimes does a little bit of light smuggling herself.
Yeah, smuggling is like smoking pot and someone being like, "Look, man, I just smoke a little bit. It's not a huge deal." It's like, who the fuck cares, dude? Everybody does it usually. But anyway, we got that guy, and he's like, "Hey, so my friends are like on the higher levels of the ship looking around for food, but there's also like not much food left, and there's noises coming from that room over there." He points over his shoulder to a room that we have not gone in yet. So we're like, okay, we're going to put a pin in that room. We're going to come back around to it. So we look everywhere else. We find some loot. We find a dead mind flayer with its head completely cut the fuck off. So we ransack the body and get some good stuff out of it. Because that's what this has become now.
For context, I will pause Joe here. For context, because they keep saying it, I am implementing actual monster looting and harvesting mechanics. So, if you guys want to loot a body, you guys will essentially do a roll. The roll depends on what type of creature it is. And depending on how well you roll and a couple of other things that pop up, you will get items. They are from a homebrew thing. I will put this out here again, so it's on recording. I reserve the right to go back and change and fuck with some of these items, because some of them sound like they might end up being either very, very, very strong or very, very easily abused. But you guys can loot anybody. It just takes time and actual rolls to get things.
Yeah. We got some vials of Mind Flayer blood, which I don't know if you've changed, but at present they are one-use vials. We have
a
two
lot
of them.
A lot of them.
We have like 4 now because we found another Mind Flayer.
There's at least 4. I remember that.
Yeah, we have 4 now because we found another Mind Flayer and we got 2 from each, I think.
I know we got a crazy amount of tufts of fur.
Yeah, we got a lot of. I forget what the creature's name is.
I'm gonna make a boa though.
Quaggoths.
Button in their inventory. On D&D Beyond, I gave myself a basket to organize this shit. I have renamed it my foraging basket, tufts of fur.
So So every item that can be harvested has a monetary value by itself, And then some of these items can be either used by themselves or combined into other items. So the tufts of fur, a certain number of them can be combined over an extended period in game time to create, I believe, a cloak of invisibility.
Bruh.
Or something along those lines. But it takes like a solid month of time passing in game to be able to create that.
Yeah, so it's like a month of work, 8-hour days of crafting stuff. But still, like that's cool shit.
Oh, craft into a cloak that is worth 1,000 gold. Takes 30 days to build and gives resistance to poison.
Poison, okay.
Nice.
Something along those lines, yeah.
And requires attunement.
But we found a dead Quaggoth. We found a Mind Flayer. We found a second Mind Flayer. We found a +1 breastplate, which Booker took because no one else could really get a lot of use out of it. And then we finally decided, like, all right, let's go deal with the door that's got the weird scratchy noise coming behind it. And by we, I mean Trixie, and by all of us decided, I meant went to find out. So Trixie went over there with, don't worry, she brought Micken. And Micken was like, I don't think this is a good idea, but he said it at half a decibel, so it didn't really catch. And then the door opened.
Micken himself, so...
Yeah, Micken was following Trixie.
Oh, okay, fair. So Micken was following Trixie. Trixie opened the door. Turns out it was a Quaggoth, to which we all turned around and beat the piss out of it. And that went fine. Micken was very scared, but he's okay. And then we found out there was a corpse of another alien, which I think...
So
no?
in the final room, so you can, if you look at this bottom spliced map here where the party symbol is, these rooms over here and then these rooms here were all crew quarters, essentially. This was a guard posting where 16 is, and then all these smaller rooms were cells. And then there was the essentially jailer's room where 18 is, and everybody, the noisy room was at 19. And they beat the Quaggoth that was hiding in there and found that the Quaggoth essentially had a couple of Sirloin corpses, as well as Sirloin eggs that were hatched already and starting to decay.
Yep. Yeah, and we also remembered a lore check on Sirloin. Turns out Sirloin are really good at doing the thing that the Thing does, the Thing 1987, the movie, where it will just subsume itself and take the form and impersonate someone to a really ludicrously accurate degree, which makes them great at hiding among space crew members, for example.
And they tend to work well with Mind Flayers, because Mind Flayers eat the brains and Sirloins eat the bodies.
Yep. So we got this to deal with now. We ended on the stinger of, by the way, they're good at cloning, or not cloning, but replicating themselves in looking like people. So now, here we are. Any notes?
Yeah. So many. Oh yes. Hold on. Let me look at the last bit of notes I took.
Are we playing Among Us?
Here's the last bit of notes. Last line of notes I took.
Wait, I think I have. Yeah, good. Fuck.
Yeah, because I remember Finn, Button, and Booker all rolled different checks. Each got different information, and Booker was the one who had the information of they eat people and then become the person.
Yeah.
To mimic them.
So to answer your question, Piper.
Waiting for it.
Don't worry, the guy that we forgot his name, Hungy Boy. Toad is watching him. Toad, the best boy.
I forgot to mention Toad is watching the suspicious space boy.
Good job, Toad.
Good job, Toad, indeed.
Good job, Toad. You've got this. Also,
But what if
Toad.
he eats the toad?
Don't say that. We'll burn that bridge when we cross it.
Toad is in battle mode at the moment.
Battle Toad, you might say.
Yeah, it's Battle Toad at the moment.
I haven't done my happy French girl accent in a month. I'm ready.
Let's fucking go. Also, Z, just to clarify, could we have said that Button casted the Find Familiar earlier beforehand?
Yes.
And did the Summon Beast to soup him up?
Yes.
Give him his Wheaties? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And just so that you are aware, Piper, in looking at this map, because you guys are uncovering the map as you go. So Amy, I believe in notes, is keeping track of what the different rooms and different levels are. But each of these staircases match up with the same staircase, like with the same directional arrows on the different floors. So this one is going up to this floor, this one is going up to this floor, and then there's a second staircase that's going up another floor.
Gotcha.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Any last minute questions or concerns or we need to discuss? Don't take that sigh as a no.
I'm just trying to remember. What was the guy's name again?
Binotto.
Binotto.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay.
You guys have dealt with the Quaggoth, and we're kind of inspecting the nastiness that the Quaggoth was living in and eating on in the far storage room. 19 is a storage room. And as you all kind of start to piece together things and start to share information, all of that fun information about Sirlons comes to light. And that's where we're beginning, so who wants to go first?
Oh no, wait for it.
Booker will start, turns around with his sword, and where the fuck is Binotto?
Are you just gonna charge back immediately through all the doors?
No, actually, Booker will turn, like, have all of this process go through his head for a minute, kind of think for a second, and then look behind, out the room, to can he see Binotto? Because if he can't,
No.
he will shout, Binotto? Like, there you there?
He was on the other side of the room, though. He didn't want to go into this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hoping I could call out to him and he would respond. Because
Yeah, no, he is all the way. You guys are all the way in 19. He's all the way back on the other side of the door 16.
Ooh.
So he is half a ship away through multiple doors.
Can Button see through Toad? Because Toad's a familiar now?
I will say simply for keeping the spells separate, while Toad is in battle mode, he cannot. So he has to be in familiar mode to be able to be seen through.
Gotcha. He's too roided up.
Yeah, he's too roided up, a little too independent at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, there's like no point in jumping to conclusions. We don't really know if that happened. Do we even have a way to like prove it?
Prove that he's anything?
Yeah. For all we know, these things could have been dead before we got here. Or before they even got here.
You can also not prove that they say no. It'd be only a good idea to exercise on the side of caution.
Typically, when they hatch, typically one or two emerge as fully adult Sirlons from the hundreds of eggs.
I do have an idea, but it's not Really humane. So we'll put a burner. Oh, put that one on the back burner for now. But what we should do is find out where he went.
Probably still over on the other side of the ship. Didn't
Booker's
seem like
gonna
he was
mark.
going anywhere.
Booker's gonna walk that way. He's looking for Bonotto.
I have Find Familiar, so I will summon an owl to assist with this.
We're gonna need as many pairs of eyes as possible.
Toad isn't ready to be a pair of eyes. He's ready to be fucking teeth chomping on his ankles, though.
Does Toad have teeth?
That would be mildly terrifying, not gonna lie.
Actually, frogs do have teeth, and
Okay,
Toad
but
is a weird crossover between a frog and a toad.
Fair enough. Fair
And
enough.
is also mechanical.
Listen, he has a bite. He's got a bite, so he's got teeth. Okay, I
In
don't want to hear
familiar
it.
mode, he does not. In fucking beast mode, he does. Okay, well, Button is going to follow Staff ready.
Alright, so as y'all march your way back through the ship, you don't have any trouble getting back through the prison cell area and back through the guard room. And as you open the last door towards the crew deck area, kind of odd, fleshy musculature of the door opening in front of you, you are greeted by the sight of Toad sitting there. But there is
Alone.
no Bonotto.
You motherfucker.
And Button, as you get closer to Toad and kind of inspect him, roll me an Arcana.
No, Toad! No!
You know,
Oh,
Toad
no.
looks perfectly fine to you.
Not Toad.
Oh. Toad. Did you fall asleep while on watch? We have talked about this.
He might not be the Toad you know.
I do not believe that is possible.
Oh, I need to open this too. I have so many fucking tabs open. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to start making a list of the tabs I need open for this fucking game.
Who do you?
What a big frog
He's
sitting.
To be fun. At this point in time.
Which means taller than me.
Yeah. This is a battle Toad.
Just a Toad. I imagine Toad is completely fine. I just choose to believe he's totally fine. It's just like roll Arcana. He's got some goop on him. You don't know what it is.
So
But he's fine.
anybody that would like can also try to roll Arcana. If you're trying to figure out anything about Toad. Or you can continue to try and find Bonotto.
I would like to Arcana check. I'm going to roll on D&D Beyond since I am mobile right now.
Okay.
Sorry, loading.
Hey,
I honestly don't think that I will roll for Booker because I think he is less concerned about Toad and not really paying much attention to Toad.
Fair.
Toad was the witness.
meanwhile, Liliana is paying attention to everything because that Toad could be the imposter.
I got an 18.
An 8.
I got a 20.
Okay. So both Finn and Lily, as you are kind of watching Button interact with Toad nervously, trying to check Toad over and see if he's okay, you kind of, neither of you are particularly familiar with Toad at this point. Not seeing him be used very often. But there is this kind of glassy look in his eye, a little bit even more so than normal for a mechanical toad. And both of you kind of start to piece together, oh, this is probably an enchantment of some sort.
Well, he may be your toad, but he is under enchantment currently.
Button, who is in mid lecture about keeping watch. Oh. Poke Toad.
Toad lets out a ribbit at you. He seems fine.
Turn to Liliana and Finn of just like, what exactly is the problem here? He seems to be perfectly fine. He ribbited when I poked him.
But
He
he is
even
under
made noise.
enchantment. He is under an enchantment spell.
Well,
How can you tell?
Because I can sense magic. I am a talking plant.
how can we end the enchantment spell? And do we know what exactly it does? Is there a way to find out?
The safe way would be to simply dismiss and resummon him.
And Micken, like, slowly raises his hand at the back of the group. I can also maybe do something. It's gonna take some time, though. Dismissing him would be the faster option.
Okay, but how long will it take to undismiss him?
A few seconds.
Oh,
Not that, like, I don't care about Toad or anything, but Bonoto is kind of missing, and that is a little concerning.
I have a question for you, Z.
Yes.
If Button dismisses Toad and summons him back in familiar form, can we figure out what the fuck happened?
You can try.
I'd like to try.
Okay.
Alright. Button just hears this and just nods, walks up to Toad. Pat, pat on the head. This will be over before you are aware of it. Just very like boop on the top of the head, and then Battle Toad disappears. They're hacking away from everyone, and a little Toad is back to frog sitting in sand. Very
Yes.
Unless you detect magic vision or something.
I could follow up.
I do know that the detect magic vision is a warlock thing, but I don't know that you have it yet.
I do not have it. Okay, so Arcana. Clicky. Looks perfectly fine to me.
Thank you for immediately knowing.
This is wonderful. Puts Toad. Looks at Toad. Hello. What happened here? Where did Bonoto go? What happened to you?
don't mean to be offensive, but do you speak Toad?
looks over to Booker. You just see big, beady eyes from under the hat. Sometimes. He turns back to Toad.
Oh.
If anyone can talk to Toad, it's definitely fun. They're like best friends.
Is Toad responding at all?
You get this, like... You get the images from Toad. Him trying to respond telepathically. And is very kind of muddled and confused. But you do get a very distinct image of Benotto there and just kind of watching him and eating the fruit that Trixie left. And then looking towards the door. And you don't really see the next couple of seconds, and then you see a glowing purple hand, or a hand glowing with purple energy, I should say, reaching out towards Toad.
Ah. That does not seem pleasant. Gonna check over Toad. Like, hold Toad up to Button's, like, face, like, really, really fucking closely. It's like, just inspecting to make sure he is perfectly fine. I believe there is still something wrong with Toad. He is not communicating normally.
That's going to be how I'm going to use his telepathy with you.
Okay. What's up? Wait, what'd you say?
So that's going to be... Hello?
Oh! Hi. Sorry, I got all fucky for a second.
That is the basic... Usually you get clearer images from Toad, but he does not... I'm not going to have him actually talk.
Okay. I figured that it wasn't normal because you said he's trying and it's coming out like little, like, wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that, like, usually it's a little more clearer.
Mm-hmm. A little bit, but it's enough. Roll me an Arcana check.
Druid roll Arcana.
Sam.
What's as good as it's gonna get?
You can't say for certain, but you do have kind of an instinct. You know enough about magic to have some idea that between enchantment magic and whatever the enchantment magic did,
He is.
yeah, you don't see.
No, I'm honest. Ah, a purple hand. Energy. Okay, a hand.
Wasn't.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what you said that Toad saw. It was just vibing. Benotto was eating. Benotto looked at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then hand with purple and glowing with purple energy reached out towards Toad.
Yes.
Am I missing anything?
No, just the fact that it's not a one after another. There is a little bit of confusion and mixed up moments in amongst all of images. That. Yeah.
Like those are like the snapshots, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. Button will relay all of this to the group.
Doesn't sound like magic I've ever heard of.
Maybe
not to say that it's not magic, but to say that Booker doesn't recognize it.
Maybe it was not magic.
Well, shit on me then. What is it? What could it be if it's not magic?
Well, we are born a ship with mind flayers and these sirloins.
Could be psychic, I guess. You're probably right. Either way, we gotta find this guy. Probably want to go and warn all of his other friends. So
Let's go.
off we go. Where's?
Put Toad on the brim of their hat.
Okay.
Whether or not Benotto is secret sirloin.
Sirloin.
I know. I said the wrong thing.
No, you said it right.
Several of you have
No, I know I
said
said it wrong.
sirloin
I
at
was
this
like,
point.
please don't fucking call me out on it, motherfucker.
Sirloins, people. Sirloins, you're not fighting
Nope.
giant steaks.
Nope.
No, I want to
Nope.
fight giant snakes.
Yeah, that's what it is now.
Z, I'm sorry. It was
You're
just
just
a
wrong.
mistake, right?
I said it first.
Yeah, but
It was just a mistake.
a couple of you have said it. It's just been like, I have to correct it at some point before it just becomes a thing.
Why me though?
A couple of space
Sirloin.
me hoimy noins.
We're like not concerned about the captain, right?
Not if she has Flapjack with her.
Flapjack, who's out of spell slots?
No, it's been a day.
Is he out of spell slots? Or
Oh, it's
are
new
they out
day.
of spell slots? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been long enough that everybody had like a long rest. Which, if you've not done that, Liliana, you do have had a long rest at this point.
Oh, splendid.
So everybody was tip top when they hit the ship at the very least. Those of you that had to fight last time are no longer, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
About that, friends. How about a short rest, huh?
Wouldn't be out of place. Booker's bleeding pretty badly from his hand. One short rest would top him off, probably. But
Well, we should probably
also
warn the
we
captain
should
about
also, yeah,
if we're gonna short rest. We need to warn the captain, because like, what if survivors come out and they're all secretly fucking imposters?
how?
You
We could short rest
Yeah.
at the ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we either continue now and short rest later, or we short rest now and warn the captain at the same time.
I like that
Like-
plan. Short rest with the captain.
Yeah,
Get them
I'll
up
be,
to speed.
I'll be completely honest. I don't know if the marked key points on my D&D Beyond are correct because I don't remember using D&D Beyond last session. But I know I spent at least some, so that's why I'm like, short rest for key points, please.
Mm-hmm.
Then Booker will nod to Button and the rest of the group and say, like, good plan. Retreat to the ship, warn the captain, take a rest, find the rest of them.
Do we need to do anything else here? Can we not just leave?
I'd like to see what else is on this ship, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course.
This is a treasure trove of some luscious goodies. And he
Right,
will
I do
withdraw
need
a
to
couple
get
of
the-
blood vials.
I do need to get in that treasure hunter mindset, so that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if there are other survivors, possibly if they are not taken over by the Sarlongs.
yeah. And for further context, Piper, Nautiloid ships are not necessarily rare. What is rare is being able to get onto one. Usually, if you encounter a Nautiloid ship, either you run away as fast as you can, or you usually end up dead. So that's why even the captain was just like, this is an interesting thing. And so everybody wanted to get onto the ship because this is one of the only times you have.
True. Yeah.
Button is dedicating an entire empty notebook to this entire ship.
Yeah, I need to get in the treasure hunter mindset anyway.
Treasure hunter, monster hunter, a researcher,
Oh, see, now I want to play Monster Hunter.
Lewis and Clark.
So are you guys beelining your way directly back up to the Ladybug, or are you guys going to poke around any of these other rooms? Because you've only been to 13 on the second level, not been to any of the other ones.
Oh,
If everyone's okay with it, I'd say rush back to the ship and get our rest in, and then we can start on the floor too.
I'm fine either way.
I am okay with this.
Okay.
I'm fine either way too. Like the completionist in me is just like, we're already here, just knock it out and then leave. However, short rest is important.
Yeah.
And warning Captain in timely matter is also important.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones. The big selling point is making sure the captain's like, hey, by the way, there's a body snatcher. Sort of.
Mhm.
Sort of a body snatcher.
1 to 2 body snatchers.
All right, so it sounds like you guys make your way back up to the Lady Luck.
Making our way.
And you see it's still kind of docked right off to the side of this level. I don't know. Don't check what this is. The battle prow. And you see the captain up kind of in the crow's nest, just watching and observing. You can see her with a smaller spyglass, kind of examining the highest of the ship where she is. And as she hears you guys kind of climbing back up the stairs, she looks down, and you can see a small, kind of confused frown. But she just starts climbing back down the well, there's actually not a rigging or crow's nest on this ship, is there? So you're on the highest deck, and she kind of starts moving down the stairs onto the main deck to greet all of you as you make your way back onto the ship. And she just kind of places her hands on her hips and waits until the last of you climbs onto the deck. And she is... That seems awfully fast for a ship this size.
But we're not done. We ended up needing to take a quick break. We found something a little disconcerting. We found a dead sirloin on board with hatched sirloin eggs, so got that to look forward to.
Do you say that? You see her kind of go from this, like, curious, maybe slightly annoyed that it felt like the job was not being done, to kind of straightening up and giving a small nod. And you can even see Flapjack has moved away from the spell jamming helm for the moment and is just kind of relaxing near one of the staircases, and you just hear this, like, very unhappy noise from Flapjack. And she says, and you've discovered this. I'm assuming you haven't had to deal with any of them yet.
Not sirloins, but we dealt with the Quagoth.
And her brow kind of goes up, and she, like, looks you over, and then you see her eyes drift toward Trixie and look her over. Well, that would explain your appearance. Is it bad enough that you think we need to make an exit right now?
Not that bad, but maybe just a quick breather, make sure no one gets on the ship. There's some survivors, maybe? There might also be sirloins, but we'll figure that out when we get back on the ship.
Don't really have like hard proof on that though, but I think a warning for you would be great.
And she nods. Warning is appreciated. Nothing else, I think, when you guys get back off, we'll move the ship just a little bit further out. You have to wait on the deck for us to come pick you up, but if anything comes rushing out that's too unpleasant, it'll at least keep them from getting the Lady Luck.
Seems like a good plan to me. Then
4 thumbs
Booker
up.
will turn to the Booker will turn to the crew and then give everyone like a thumbs up to be like, well, take a load off. Booker looks at his own arm, which is covered in his own blood and covered from self-inflicted wounds, and will just reach into his back pocket and start pulling out some bandages.
Okay. And I know you are a busy man tonight, Cody. But
Yes, what do you need?
is there anything you would like to do as Finn? Because you guys are getting a short rest.
I will prepare the food, the special food, and I believe everyone can add an additional 1d. Give me just a second.
I do believe this is one of the things your character is built for.
That is correct. I just have to find it.
How long have we been together as a crew? I know it hasn't been long.
A few days, at
Just a
most.
few days. Okay.
Like you, Trixie and Button have been working together for a couple of months now. 3-4 months, most. Booker, Finn, and Lily have known each other for varying lengths of time, so they've been a crew functioning together for a little bit longer. But all of you together, only a couple days.
Okay.
Extra 1d8 from the special food, which I can prepare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 servings of.
Okay. So anybody that needs to heal can also do a d8 worth of extra healing from Finn's quick little picnic lunch.
I'm topped the fuck off.
I did not take anything.
Thank you for the food, Finn.
But stares at the food, but does not eat it.
Do you think Trixie also got hit once or twice?
Oh, I got hit a lot.
Yeah.
I remember
Quite a lot.
we used healing spells, I think, in between, like at the end of the session, though, I think.
Gotcha.
And you said it's an extra D8?
Yes.
We have a question for you.
Yes.
How exactly are you running herbalism kit to create potions of healing?
We will have a talk about that at a later point. You're not going to be able to over a short rest.
Oh yeah, I figured. I just figured I'd just like throw that out there, of like, hey, a possible thing I'd like to do in the future.
Yeah. We're you and me and Cody, should they want to participate in it, are gonna sit down and have a conversation about the herbalism kit that's more specific.
You know,
Within the next 2 weeks. All right.
okay.
So, all of you get your short rest in. Is there anything that any of you want to do in particular during the short rest time? Going once, going twice.
Delicious food.
Well,
No, other than get Button's notes in order for the research on the Nautiloid ship.
Okay, so you all get a short rest, enjoy a nice little lunch from Finn, and then once all of you have caught your breath and bandaged your various wounds again, you all head back onto the ship and onto the battle deck. And as soon as the last of you leaves, you see the captain immediately kind of pull in the used to help all of you board, and the Lady Luck kind of pushes off the ship and moves a good 50, 75 yards out, so that it is out of range of a lot of things, but still close enough that it can get back to you relatively quickly, so long as you come back to this point.
I am. For treasure and fun stuff.
Yes.
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 Alright, so where are y'all headed?
I think we should finish out this floor.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Start from the bottom, going up to the top, going through every single room. That way we do not miss anything, and that way my notes are in order. I can separate them by chapters for each floor, and in subchapters for each room.
I cannot believe this
Well,
whole place is worth a whole book. Perhaps a chapter.
It is worth a whole book, maybe more depending on what we find. I should probably have a glossary or an index section for things that we find. I shall add that at the end.
Grabbed an extra notebook for you just in case you needed it, Button.
Thank you.
right. Well, I guess we'll get back to the ship now.
Hops back
Booker
on
is
Booker's shoulder.
like, you're writing a book?
You're not writing a book?
He shakes his head like, what? Let's get back to it.
Right. So you head back down the stairs into the guard room, the armory room. And inside, again, you see the stairs leading down to the prison deck, crew deck area. But you also see a room back towards the prow of the ship, a room kind of leading to the opposite side of the ship, and then, or not a room, a door leading to the opposite side of the ship, and then large double doors, like essentially a massive circular door that leads further into kind of the belly of the ship area.
Okay.
So you guys are in 13.
I say we go here, hit up this room, then circle back around this way. Clear off everything that's behind us, and then we won't have to worry about something sneaking up on us.
We should probably be wary of stuff sneaking us on anyway. We do have to deal with the ghostly purple hand, and if Benotto is not responding to us, then it might be more caution required.
We haven't really called for him though either.
At this point, I don't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Nor do I. I mean, this place might have those sirloins.
In all fairness, there is a possibility that whatever caused the glowing purple hand had gotten to Pinotto, and he is innocent in all this. Not likely, but it is a possibility. It might be worth calling out for him.
We might also just alert them to our location.
Well, we're gonna be making a lot of noise unless we aren't going through this whole place, all sneaky like. But
That is not possible, unfortunately.
what's not possible?
I cannot be sneaky.
Button says that, and then Booker just looks at the small, incredibly heavy, like fire hydrant shaped mushroom friend, and is like,
Tap with every step because Button is made of metal.
Booker pauses for a second, thinks about it, and just goes, I haven't really noticed. I guess I got used to it.
I mean, I could
Looks at
carry him
Liliana,
if
who
you
is
want.
on his shoulder.
Is that Trixie?
I could carry if you want. You're not that heavy. I'm kind of used to it too, to be honest. Field workout.
Trixie's used to carrying the team.
Button pauses and looks Trixie, and Trixie, you know that Button is getting flashbacks to the fucking obstacle course. Flashback to Neville and Trixie just yoinking Button.
Okay, it wouldn't be on ropes this time.
Just stares at Trixie still, tilts head. I would appreciate a warning if that were to ever happen again.
Oh, I mean, you had a warning last time, technically.
I would not consider that an adequate warning.
I mean, you let us tie you up.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What other kind of warning are you?
Oh, they are kinkier than I thought.
Look, whatever the case is, I don't know we're sneaking around all together like. It's not a big deal. We've already been through a fraction of the ship tromping about. Either way, I say we just go through these last 3 rooms here, keep an eye on our, well, the back of the crew, and just keep our eyes peeled for Mr. Benotto.
Not.
What's stopping you? It's not like you need our permission or anything.
But we are supposed to be a crew member now. We are supposed to discuss things.
Not.
Okay, but we walk and talk.
I'm opening the door.
Fucker,
As-
throws up his
There you
hand,
go.
and he's like, fine, we'll
There you
fucking
go,
walk and talk.
Button.
As you
have a very
approach the
limited
door,
amount of patience.
as you approach the door, you do see that there is, it's heading towards 10. As you approach the door, you do see that there is something a little off about the door. It's closed. However, it looks like there have been some sort of bands hammered into it of metal and wood and rope. Almost like it's trying to prevent the door from opening.
That's probably not a good sign.
This might not be the best door to start with.
How badly do we want to go in?
Well,
Pretty badly.
yes. But is
Well,
it worth the risk? Can we hear? Can we listen? What's on the other side of the door?
Oh,
What's
you're
in the door?
wanting to just walk up and like fucking put your ear against the door?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me perception. Anybody that wants to listen at the door.
Trixie
I
is
can
standing
try.
back, preparing her weapon.
Listen at the door. I'm gonna roll it on D&D Beyond, but I think D&D Beyond is going to take 40 years to roll it right now for some reason.
We are waiting in anticipation.
I wish I could click the dice to make it stop.
Also, I'm sorry. In my head, Button has very, very short patience.
No, that tracks.
Then 8.
Okay.
8.
Then 18.
So, as y'all are leaning in against the door, Button, you do hear some sort of movement on the other side of the door.
Lifts head away from the door. Like, does it sound like someone is like right on the other side of it, or is it someone moving near the door?
It sounds like it's within the room. It's not next to the door.
Okay.
It is within the room.
Okay. That was the way that you phrased it. My mind immediately thought of like, is someone listening on the other side of the door to us?
They have their ear pressed against it too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's something moving inside the room, essentially.
Yes.
Okay. Button will take their head away from the door and just say, "There is something moving in there."
Booker. I was gonna say he draws the sword. Honestly, he probably had his sword out this whole time, but nonetheless, we'll have it at the ready.
Sheaths it just to draw it out again.
Wink. Wink. Doubly
Just as the
prepared.
Japanese do.
Let me think.
Trixie is slowly swinging the end of her meteor hammer,
Thanks.
Are
waiting
you
for someone to
dusting
say
it off?
something. Huh?
Like, did you say sweeping the end of it, like dusting it off?
Swinging
no,
it.
swinging it.
Oh, I was like, you're like, doo doo doo, ding 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 ding, like with a tiny little like brush to clean it up, so that you can just pulp someone with it.
You know, I'm looking here and I'm just like, I never got the chance to cast Gaseous Form.
Ooh, I've never seen someone do it, but that's such a cool spell.
And I'm reading, I'm just like, would this be
The time?
yeah,
This would be a time.
to be a time.
I vote. I vote.
Go for it.
I vote you turn into Button Cloud.
It doesn't have to be button.
Cloudy
It
with a
could be
chance of
something
button.
else.
Wait, you can turn someone else into a cloud?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cloudy
they have
with a chance of Booker? Actually, no, it'd be Cloudy with a chance of Finn, to be honest.
I think someone besides Booker or Button would be good.
Trixie
Trixie?
is always willing.
Always knew she was a bunch of gas.
1%
What's that
Trixie,
supposed to mean?
99% hot gas. Sorry.
I
So
mean,
it's full-
she is steamy.
A.
Oh,
You said, is the door cracked open a little bit, or is it just like completely shut? See, that's
is
the first thing I should ask.
Completely shut. Because
Oh,
you have
okay,
to
never
remember
mind
that how this ship is built, all of the doors are that weird muscle that closes and then reopens. And so it is
Okay.
fully closed and it is banded
Reinforced.
across to keep it closed.
Okay, so gaseous form is not an option.
Unfortunately, not on this ship. In the future, absolutely.
You
I'm
gotta keep it in the back pocket.
I'm slowly reminded that I should not eat during this session.
Yep.
yeah. Considering all the doors are buttholes.
Mm-hmm.
Buttholes, Sam!
All
The
right.
lady said buttholes.
Button is going to take their staff and point it at the end. I imagine that Button is already like naturally, due to their height, at the proper like crowbar angle, and they're going to put the staff at the bottom of one of the boards and then turn to the rest of them and say, "All right, there is something inside the room moving around. Are we prepared to find out, or would we like to go somewhere else? I would like to find out if my vote would be listened to."
I believe we are here to fuck around and find out, so let us go.
Let's do this. Swinging the chain faster.
Okay, Finn.
Booker is gonna hold one hand up with like a little bit of Eldritch Blast energy, and then have the sword in his offhand. Ready when you are.
Heave.
So you start heaving on these boards, trying to pry them off. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll me an athletics check. I'm sure you're gonna be able to do fine, but just for
only
the
a
sake of
plus.
it.
It's only a +4. It's not that impressive.
You're fine.
with very startling little amount of energy.
And the first board just kind of pops off with this little crack. Like, little section of it is still stuck on the end and nailed into the muscle of this door. However, the rest of it just kind of pops off. And with that crack, I'm assuming Booker and Button are the two closest to the door, considering how you two went up to it.
I would also be close because I am on Booker's shoulder.
This is true. So the three of you would hear shuffling all of a sudden move towards the door, and you hear a very muffled voice from the other side. Is somebody there?
Booker's gonna tap on Button's shoulder and be like, have to give Button like a nod to push as hard as he possibly can and just bust the door down.
There are still a couple of other bars to it, so you'd have to essentially rip through the door. Because it is still not going to open yet.
Well, what concerns me is that this looks like something normal people would bar a door with.
He will gesture to one of the next bars to be like, okay, just go for that one, and then Booker will reply to the voice and say, knock knock, it's just your friendly neighborhood, wayfarers. Looking for Mr. Bonotto?
Pato? I don't know.
Oh, you haven't heard of him?
No!
Booker's gonna look at Button and be like, just rip the fucking door down. All the way down.
Button is going to pause what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Button is thinking.
What are you doing? Do the
I am
gestures,
thinking.
ripping gestures.
Holds up a hand to Booker to stop for a second. Hold on. My components are processing new information. I need a moment.
Processing? What? It turns to Trixie like, is this normal?
Shrug. Sometimes.
I'm just like, okay. Now this is Amy just like, I was more concerned that this was another fucking monster behind the door. However, so that's why I figured, oh yeah, the survivors boarded them up, right? I'm like, okay, no, this is someone speaking. Is this an imposter that they locked up?
They're all imposters.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I'm just like, hold on a second. Button also assumed it would be a monster of some sort, or a creature of some sort. And now, this must be a Sarlon. Maybe. Possible situation here. Button is going to stop. And then call out to the door. Who are you?
Jasper!
Questions.
Jasper Graves.
Who the fuck is Jasper?
Him, apparently. How long have you been here?
Couple weeks?
Why are you locked in here?
I got stuck in here because of another group of smugglers.
Another group? Explain. I demand answers.
I ended up stranded here. I kind of got kicked off of my ship and I found this is the galley. It's just kind of set up here, and then another group came in and there was some fighting.
Is there a crack big enough to put a hand through?
Not as of yet. Another board would have to be broken off.
Okay. I'm gonna wait on that. You don't have to do that one yet.
Okay, I was like, Button is just like, this is suspicious. Turns to the others. Do we finish opening the door and confront them face to face?
No, you know what? Leave him in there.
How?
If he was here weeks ago, then why is he not dead?
Yeah, how have you survived without food?
He literally just said he locked himself in the galley.
Yeah, but that's alien, mind flayer galley. They probably eat like slime or some shit.
They might have slime, but I mean anything becomes a meal when you're hungry
Like,
enough.
it's
Probably
brains. That's
Like,
that. You know what? That's fair.
he could subsist off of mind flayer goo, I imagine.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
Protein shake.
tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ben Getty does it.
It is possible. But why would they lock you in the galley when they seem desperate for food? Why wouldn't, if you were outnumbered, why would they not just kill you and take over the galley for themselves?
They seemed kind of weak. I do have a bit of magic. And, well, I think they figured out it was just easier this way.
They do not seem very smart.
And there's like a pause, and then you just think you hear something like a laugh. Nobody accused us of being smart.
That's for sure. So why the fuck did you lock yourself? What have you been eating this whole time?
I'm pretty sure it's meat. I hope it's meat.
Booker just raises an eyebrow at the door, like, that sounds about right.
Are those smugglers still out there? I would like to leave.
If nothing else, he's safe in there until we figure out what's going on out here. We can let him out later. If we really
That is
want to.
true. I do have a question. This ship seems very, very, very old. How is there still food that's edible that have not fully decomposed?
Well, I think it was on the way to decomposing.
This is a lot to think about.
You don't
Trish
eat
does
much,
have a
do
point.
you?
This one
I
doesn't
do
eat.
not. That is correct. Good job for guessing that. However, it does not change the situation. Button's just gonna turn to the group. Staff poised to keep breaking them off, if choose, but very much looking to them as if like, do we continue here or do we come back later?
If this is a galley, there's probably nothing of real value besides meat, question mark?
Yeah,
Huh?
so we could actually... Booker's gonna just throw this out there. Just fucking leave him in there.
Please don't.
I am with
I
Booker on this
would
one.
like to leave.
I don't care. Come on, let's go. We got other places to
Again,
go.
we can help him like after we've scavenged the place.
Sure, if you want, but fuck him for now.
Information
Better to be
can
safe than
found.
sorry, no?
Yeah,
No.
you're kind of safer in there right now. We'll definitely be back though.
Yeah, try not to shout too loud. There's a Sirloin walking around
Is it-
on board.
Oh boy.
We will return for you later. Please sit tight.
You just hear.
I would also like a detailed report of what you have found in there.
You just hear this kind of weak noise of kind of defeat. But that's all you get.
We shall return for him later.
Maybe.
We should help people if we can. I don't think
We'll
I
help him
agree with
later.
you. I do agree that we should help people, but it is not worth the risk of be in the sirloin steak.
What is a sirloin?
It is the things that are attacking us. Maybe.
I do not know what a steak is.
Oh, for pity's sake! And Booker's gonna start walking in the next room.
So which one are you heading towards?
Probably 12, the smaller room, because get
Yeah.
to 11 we'd have to go through 10.
Yep. Hit up 12 and figure out what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna cut that one nice and easy and short for you. It's a bathroom.
Ah, yes. The loo.
The water closet, some might say.
The in proper ship fashion, the official title for it on this map is the head, but it's bathroom. Not much interesting beyond the fact that you can now prove that mind flayers need to poop and or pee.
Ah.
Or their victims.
I don't think they care much about their victims.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Button is writing all of this down. Button is drawing a diagram of the plumbing system. This is invaluable research. Improves many theories I have heard about.
Like what? Shit stinks?
The fact that they need to do this at all. Some people believed they did not do this at all. And that by eating brains, it did not actually produce any waste, and that they absorbed all of the energy. This proves that that theory is incorrect.
Booker tuned out halfway through your explanation.
And Button is gonna go on, just like as they're
gosh.
writing it down.
Button would get along with Relic.
But like, yeah, Button just like quick notes, writing down all the stuffs. Okay, time to move on. Double door time, I think.
So you head towards the larger door. You kind of reach out and touch it, and you see it kind of spasm. Half of it opens, the other half doesn't. Like it's not quite working correctly. And as soon as it opens, a wave of just putrid smell washes through. And it smells like a slaughterhouse. And as you look inside and the pale, kind of sickly green orbs of light start to illuminate the room beyond and slowly brighten, you see dozens of bodies just strewn across the deck, and broken and cracked and crashed crates and barrels, the floor, and all of these various pieces of cargo just drenched in blood that is now so old that you can't exactly tell what color it originally was, especially in this sickening green light. As you step through, you can see that there is a mix of bodies in various states of decay. The freshest seem to be human and elf. However, you also see several beheaded mind flayers and a few bodies that you recognize to be Githyanki. And at the far side of the room, on top of a stack of crates, almost pinned to it by various weapons, you see a massive creature that looks like a cross between an arachnid and an eel. one that all of you recognize as a Neogi. Just hanging there motionless. And if you all remember, the Neogi, you all had to deal with Neogi hatchlings.
I hate these.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we first met Mert.
The spider box thing.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh boy.
Fuck this ship. Booker just backs away.
Well, I think we found where the meat came from.
We fucking leave?
This seems unpleasant.
Yeah, let's fucking leave. Booker's just gonna try to walk up to the next level. We're just gonna put a pin in 14 and not deal with that for now.
Hold on.
Oh?
This is a cargo hold, my friend.
Hold on. This is a cargo hold, and
If
also
it's
I
a
do
cargo
not.
hold treasure.
Yeah, this is a cargo hold, and also Button is going to raise a point. I was like, I do not think any of us should be out of sight with one another.
Well, yeah,
I
that's why I'm
agree
trying
with
to get all of
Button.
us to go upstairs.
There may be something here.
Yeah, there's a fucking Neogi here. That's what's fucking here.
It is dead. In case you were not aware.
He blinks. He looks back towards where it is, but just... How do you know it's dead?
Well, I can go touch it if you would like. Proof. But that would not be favorable. I would rather research what is in the cargo hold, and what happened here, considering there are Githyanki bodies. But I do not think one of us should go off away from the group. And if we all leave, I think we should all leave now together and have it up to a vote.
Alright, we'll put it to a vote then. Booker holds his hand up. Going upstairs?
Well, I'm following you, so I feel much safer on your shoulder than on the ground.
I mean, we did kind of say we wanted to like check the place top to bottom. I don't
Yeah, and you know,
particularly like. I don't particularly like it here either, though. But as long as we're on guard, we should be fine.
I cannot tell what you are voting for.
She wants to stay here.
Okay. Well, Finn, we need a tiebreaker.
I'm following Booker wherever he goes. So Booker
Okay.
gets 2 votes.
Well, yeah,
Well,
yeah, we know Liliana and Booker's votes. We have Button and Trixie's votes. Finn is the tiebreaker if Cody is available. If
Otherwise
Cody is
we're
not
gonna-
available,
I vote going upstairs.
okay.
Okay.
Button would like to request they look in one box before they go.
Fine. You can look in one box. But if that thing falls off the ceiling and starts trying to eat your face, I'm gonna tell you I told you so while I cut it up.
Okay. Roll me
If
an
you're scared. Sorry.
roll me an investigation check while this
Damn,
continues.
Really hit Booker with the well, damn if you're scared.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are scared, you guys could leave. But
Yeah.
you have each other's backs.
Oh, piss off. You. He's a tall.
She just grins.
See, on one hand, I want to figure out what happened here. On the other hand, I don't want to miss out on the stuff that you can find in a Mind Flayer ship.
Mm-hmm.
So
It
for
So
want-
you're saying you want to split the party.
I
So-
want to fight the thing. I will say above table, if you start a fight, Booker will start a fight, and he will say, I told you so once, and then never bring it up again.
I mean, Button would have like fucking shook hands on it. I'm like, okay, that is fine. I agree to your terms. But I really do not think we should split the party.
Agreed. I don't think we should split the party here either, especially with the body snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there's 2 of us in a group, then we're fine.
Yeah.
There's 1 to 2 that can fucking hatch out from that giant cluster.
If we
What if
split the
there's 2?
party, Z is going to want to split our fucking heads open.
I would rather miss all the clues here than split the party. Like, that is how bad of an idea I think it is with a body snatcher on the loose.
See, I do want to go inside and get the goodies.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go
anyway,
inside
Z,
then.
investigation, right?
You'll tell me, are you wanting to look at the box or you want to look at bodies? Because you're like,
I
Bud
was
wants to
gonna ask.
learn about what's happened, but if you're going for the box, it's investigation. If you're wanting to go for the bodies, it's medicine.
I will give
Alright.
you guidance either way.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, Trixie, would you like to help?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'll
Okay,
give you a
so I
single
think-
guidon.
Trixie will stay near Button to, you know, be
I was gonna
the
say-
supportive friend.
I was gonna say, if Trixie can look at the boxes while Button is looking at the bodies, we could, 2 birds,
I'll mage hand the
2
box
stones.
open.
You know?
Okay,
still-
but
Dedicating action.
I have a +0 to investigation.
And I have a +1.
I have a -1 because I do not have intelligence. So
Are you
that's
guys-
why I'm looking at it.
Can this be a discussion that you all are having? Because Booker's really good at investigation.
Okay. Yeah,
Because then
it's like,
Booker would just be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" and he's gonna go investigate the box.
I'm not really sure what you're looking for. I'm not sure I'm the best for this.
Button, who is about to go investigate the bodies, like, you look for things that are interesting in the box. So, like, trying to explain to Trixie how to look, and then Booker is just like, fuck this, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's like I'll just go fucking look at the box.
So I'll
So-
say,
Booker will roll investigation to look in the box.
Button's rolling
Can I-
medicine to look at the bodies.
Help somehow.
whoever you're helping can have advantage.
I'll help Booker since I was told to look at boxes.
Booker will go.
So the boxes,
Where's-
the squares / rectangles are the boxes that seem to be in relatively still standing shape. The circle is where the Yogi is.
Booker will go to this one.
Okay. Investigation. Alright, I'll need a investigation at advantage. Okay, 24.
24.
And a 16 medicine check. Okay. So, ooh, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do this. As we're gonna go with Button first because Button rolled first. As you enter in, just I'm going to resort myself because it sounded like we were not going to be doing this, so I need to reopen all this shit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. However, I really want to find out what's in here. However, body snatchers are scary.
This true.
So as you enter, you see the closest ones to you seem to be, at first, the elven and human corpses. And as you kind of scan over the room, from what you can see, your view is partially blocked by a large staircase leading up. There looks to be about 11 human and elf corpses, kind of scattered around the room. And as you examine the corpse, the one that you go up to, seems to be a not super old, somewhere middle age half elf. And you kind of start examining them, and you see that there's a lot of wounds, but all of the wounds that you can see are these circular shaped bite marks. And none of the other wounds are weapons of any kind or claws or anything like that. Just those circular bite marks. And with a 16, you can see that this corpse that you're looking at is, by all that you can tell, still relatively fresh. Couldn't be more than a week old. Booker, as you head towards that crate, you kind of start looking inside. You can see that there's, in this particular crate, stored water, casks of water. And you also, at the very bottom of the crate, find a nice little shiny. Reach down past all of the water and scoop it up. And you find a bloodstone ring worth 50 gold.
Bloodstone ring. Cool.
Fancy.
Bloodstone ring.
Mm-hmm, worth 50 gold.
Booker will put it on.
Okay.
It looks good for a blood hunter.
He very like cheeky, devilish grin, and he just goes, "Yeah, it does." Quiets himself and looks at the fucking corpse, and then we'll slowly back away. He will hit this box on his way out.
Okay. Are you wanting to do anything, Button?
Can I identify what the fuck those who makes those bite marks? Like, is this a fucking, like, airborne cookie cutter shark? Like...
Roll me in nature.
How'd you say?
Roll me in nature.
Why is nature
I will
intelligence?
hop off of Booker to search a box as well. Make things efficient.
Okay.
Oh, guidance.
So,
Guidance, you
Booker is heading to this one. This one has also been done. Which one are you heading towards?
Pepper?
Oh, you're
Peppa?
asking me
Yes.
my investigation?
Which one are you looking at? 'Cause this one's been done.
Okay, and
Booker's about to do
going to this one,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go over here.
Okay. So... it is something large. Button.
Oh.
That is something that is what makes bite marks that big. Something large.
Oh, I found the thing that makes it large?
No. Button's piss poor nature roll because nature is an intelligence skill.
Now need investigation from Booker and Lily. And Lily has a guidance.
All right.
Is Trixie going to a different box?
Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Yeah, I'll go to a different box. Sure.
Which one do you want to go to?
This one.
Okay.
Oh, the one right next.
Do you want me to be stupid and go to this one?
No. It's just the fact that you skipped over the middle one, the safer option.
Yeah, because y'all are cowards and you can take the safer one.
I have a 20 on my investigation.
Okay, 20 and a 21 and an investigation from Trixie.
Okay.
$17.
Hey!
For people with low
Hey.
investigation, Booker, we should make a good search construction team.
So, we will start with Trixie. Let me see here. Me. I have too many tabs.
All the time.
I'm offended by how few tabs you have.
You might be proud of me right now.
Oh.
That's what I mean when I have too many tabs.
Oh, I didn't even get to see. I imagine it's similar to how Joe's computer looks at all times.
Silence.
So, as you go shifting through this box, Trixie, there's kind of like on the top level, it just seems like a bunch of junk to you. It's a bunch more of those like little odd shell-shaped items that you found in the crew quarters. That above table, so everybody knows where they are, is how mind flayers in some aberrations store information. And as you keep digging, you're just finding a lot of that. But then you find a little wooden box about 6 inches across, 2 or 3 inches deep, that is just closed with a very simple little iron clasp.
Interesting. Trixie will pick it up, tilts her head a bit, and she's like holding it with her 2 lower hands and then uses one of her upper hands to open it.
Okay. So as you open it, let me double check this really fast. Make sure I'm not making... Inside, you find what looks to be a pair of glasses made out of just iron frame. And rather than glass, it looks like there's some sort of crystal that is being used for the lenses.
Put them on.
Put them on, and they don't seem to do anything at the moment.
Not even a cool, like, weird effect. Dang.
You know, they complement her hair very nicely.
Yeah, some of these things are going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, attunement is a thing.
Mm-hmm. She looks around the room. Nothing changing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just give Trixie some Prince Nuz?
No.
Home
What it sounds
nay.
like.
Sees her reflection in like glass wall, strikes a pose.
Micken just kind of like leans around from where he's staying near the door. He's ready to like step back through the door if he needs to. He just kind of like leans around and looks and kind of squints. He's like, what is that? What are those?
I don't know. How do I look?
Pretty.
Like a
Striking
quit.
pose.
Booker
What did
says
he
that.
say?
He said pretty.
Micken's pretty, and then Booker insulted her.
Yeah, Booker said like a twit, and then he just grins.
and Micken just kind of like,
Thank you, Micken.
And if
She flips off Booker.
Don't mind Booker. He was never good at talking to ladies.
I will go ahead and just send this to you so I don't forget. If you would like to, well, first, will Trixie keep them?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So at the very least, it's cool glasses.
If you keep them, you can have either by wearing them all through the night, or you can talk to Micken to get him to use Identify for you. Get these. The eyeglasses of Hollow Sight.
What? That sounds cool as
What?
fuck.
What?
I just imagine Trixie had these. She doesn't want them because she needs them or anything like that. But it's like it's the jock when they find glasses and they're trying to be smart or look smart.
Look at me, I can read.
It's like fucking. For some reason, I imagined they were like
Intellectual.
really mystical and shit. But as soon as Trixie put them on, they just give the vibe of fucking aviators.
Yep. 100%.
Liliana, as you start going through the crate that you approached, it seems to be just filled with empty cases and jars at first. Some of the jars still seem to have a little bit of unpleasant liquid in them, but most of them are empty. But as you kind of sift through down to the bottom of the crate, you do pull out a box and open it, and inside you find 12 gold.
Okay.
Booker, the crate that you open, you see is just stacked with jars of brains floating in brine. However, you can see, kind of distorted and reflected through the various glass jars over the top and through the liquid in all of them, an odd red object at the very bottom of the crate.
Oh, it's calling my fucking name. Give me it. Give me the red thing. Give me the cursed thing.
So you take a minute or two to start sifting out these giant jars and placing them to the side so that you can get down to the bottom of the crate. And so,
You'll see Booker just like open a thing, and he goes, ho ho, and then you see a brain come out, and a brain come out, and a brain come out, a
And
brain
then-
come out.
Okay, when did you become a mind player yourself? That is rather scary.
No, I found something. Found something good.
Oh, I was worried it was contagious.
And at the very bottom, you see let me see how this is described. Kind of this, pulling it out, it's about, I don't know, 15 inches in length, a good 7, 8 inches, 9 inches across. Which you very quickly realize to be a briefcase of some sort that is red, and the lid of it is actually shaped like a pyramid. And on each side are carved into it eldritch symbols that you look at and you're not able to decipher them immediately. But you're pretty sure that if you sat and kind of studied it for a little bit, you might be able to get a little bit more out of whatever the symbols are. A little bit more meaning. And the entire case itself is sealed closed with a large golden latch that goes up one side of the pyramid.
Oh.
And let me see if I can do this really fast. Nope. Hold on. And then save this. Save. And all of you would see Booker pull this out. If it'll load up, please, and thank you. You can mark down that you have briefcase of abnormalities.
Briefcase of abnormalities?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking...
Sounds like something right out of my campaign.
I dig it.
Oh, shit. Oh. I'd like to know if it's possible to join the box hunting.
Yeah, you can join the box hunting or continue messing around with the bodies or whatever. Because you've only examined one body.
That's true. I figured it was like a catch-all.
Yeah, you've only examined one body that was from the human elf group. There are 2 other distinct species. 3 other distinct species, actually.
Well, shit, you know what? As much as I want to look into boxes and find cool stuff, maybe, Button would want to look at the bodies.
Booker will assist you because at this point he looks around and sees everyone has gone for a box or a body or something, and he's like, well, fuck, I guess we're doing this now.
Alright, so Trixie, which one are you heading towards? Okay.
Oh no.
Is
Let me look
Lily
at the bodies.
is Lily looking at another box?
I would love to look at another box, please.
Which one are you heading towards?
Which one did Trixie do? The top one or the bottom one?
She's the one near the circle.
I will go to the top one then.
Okay. That leaves one other box. Cody, do you want Finn to do anything, or are you just vibing?
I apologize. I am gonna just vibe for now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So, I will need, for those of you looking at the bodies, I will either need 2 separate medicine checks, or you can help give advantage to one person. And I will need investigation checks from Trixie and Liliana.
Did you say you're helping me, Booker?
I'm gonna help Button with the bodies because
Gotcha.
you and Trixie are doing boxes.
Gotcha.
Alright, are you rolling separately?
No, I'm giving you advantage.
Okay.
19.
Okay, a 9, a 19, a 16. Okay.
Another 16.
16s are good. 16s are useful.
Mm-hmm.
So as Button and Booker kind of start moving through the bodies, what body are you next heading towards?
So it's either the human/elf, which found the circular bite marks,
Mm-hmm.
which are from a big animal, big creature.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very specific. There's a Githyanki, and then there are the Mind Flayers,
There's
right?
a handful of Githyanki, yes, and then there's a handful of my beheaded Mind Flayers, and then there's the Neogi on the other end of the room.
Alright, so Button already investigated a beheaded Mind Flayer, but Button has not been able to investigate the Githyanki yet, so that's what they are going to do.
Okay. So you start heading towards the Githyanki, and you can tell that the Githyanki body has decayed much more than the human and elves have. And you can pretty confidently place this that it has been dead for a couple of weeks now. And you can see the remnants of wounds on it that are much more akin to battle, as you would know it. Of swords and blades and piercing damage and burns. And you're fairly certain that it, and judging by the other Mind Flayer bodies, they all died roughly the same time. And in similar fashions, though the Mind Flayer, as far as you can tell, the Mind Flayers are the only ones that seem to have been beheaded. And Booker and Button, if either of you would like, you can also roll history. It would have to be separate. But you can also roll history to try and parse out some more information. Trixie, as you kind of go diving through another box and you get close to the Neogi, you kind of look over your shoulder at it and just kind of keeping an eye on it. And you're close enough that you're pretty sure that thing is dead. And it doesn't smell great. You're a little distracted by the just stench coming off of this slowly rotting corpse that you don't find much of anything. You do manage to find yourself 4 gold amongst another kind of stack of boxes within a crate.
Nice.
And Liliana, as you go digging through another... Hold on. Give me a second to pull this up. So you go digging through this new crate. It seems to be full of other boxes and bits and bobs and some more of the kind of information holding shells and some maps. So you're not quite sure where those maps are. They're not familiar to you in your travels thus far. And you do find at the very bottom, a sheathed dagger that, as it kind of, I'm assuming using Mage Hand.
Yeah.
Yank it out of the bottom and just kind of bring it down for you to examine. The sheath itself seems to be made out of a hard, kind of, fucking... Why has my brain just left me all of a sudden? Gone completely. Language not working. A dark black, kind of almost onyx type of material. Stone.
Obsidian?
Yeah, obsidian. And as you pull the dagger out from this strange sheath, the dagger itself seems to be made of crystal.
Ooh.
And glows very faintly.
Bruh.
What a pretty glow.
And you can mark down that you have a crystalline dagger.
Okay.
And again, any of these things that you want, spend a little bit of time, either yourself if you are capable, or ask Micken on the ship, and he can identify it for you.
Okay.
And with that history roll, Booker, kind of hearing from Button what they are finding and seeing the Githyanki and the Mind Flayer, you immediately kind of recall stories about how deep the hatred is between Githyanki and Mind Flayers. The history of the Githyanki being essentially slaves to the Mind Flayers and aberrations until they escaped, and have waged war against them ever since. And you're fairly confident that, at least from the looks of it so far, that the Githyanki and the Mind Flayers seem to have taken each other out, or the Githyanki at least took the Mind Flayers out. And probably took the heads as trophies.
That tracks. Whatever Githyanki survived probably made off with all the scalps.
And why would they not take these ones? If they won.
Maybe they ran out of time?
Maybe.
Thank you for the information. I will write this all down immediately.
In your novel, or whatever you're writing?
Yes. May I quote what you have said?
Booker looks uncomfortable and just kind of looks left and right and just goes, sure.
Thank you. Starts reading.
Huh.
Man, I want to look in the box, but Button doesn't care about the box. The pain.
Yes, there is one box left.
There is one box left, but Button wants to know more about the history and how the ship worked and like what happened here for information to share with others. Then loot.
Don't worry, Trixie can loot for you.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
You're gonna say Trixie.
I was gonna say me, but yes.
It's a race for the final box. Who's gonna get there?
Like,
I actually was full on leaving it for you, Amy, though.
I know, I wanna open the box, but it's what my character would do. Unfortunately.
Sacrifices we make. For
I know, will my character ever use a dagger? No, they won't. But is it fucking cool? Yeah, it is.
Right.
Like, fucking Booker got blinged the fuck up. Like,
I am fucking business professional now. Got the ring, got the class ring, got the briefcase.
Trixie's got fucking cool ass glasses now. Liliana's
Whoever goes to this last box, please roll me an investigation.
Yes, ma'am.
Can someone help her?
Anyone want to help me?
I'll help you.
Thank you.
Did help much.
Did not help much. I was like, that's a narrow box. I'm like, damn it.
You find another 3 gold.
Hey, Button, look what I found for you. It's like flicks the 3 gold.
This can buy more paper. Thank you.
Always here to help.
Hug leg.
Trixie is a new moth with these aviators.
You're not gonna get rid of my mental image that it's a pair of pince nez.
Alright.
So,
I mean, I kind of want to look at the fucking Neogi.
You probably could get stuff off its body too.
Yeah,
You
like
can get
I'd
stuff
like
off
to-
of
super
all
dead,
of
we
these
can.
bodies.
I'd like to enact the Monster Hunter looting. This is
Okay.
phase 1 looting is over. Phase 2 has begun.
At this point, Booker's all in.
It's not woken
Booker's
up
just
to
like,
attack
"Fucking
anybody yet.
Yeah.
So let me double check this.
You can keep the gold, by the way. It's fine.
Oh, sure.
Nyogi Nope. This one, and you go down. Okay. Sources.
Like, alright. Initial investigation is over. Fucking Button cracks Knuckles.
Alright, so if you are wanting to go try and get something off the Nyogi, it is an
Mhm.
Arcana check because Nyogi are aberrations.
Ah, shit. I'm not good at that. However, if no one else would like to, I will do my best.
Booker would be game. At this point, yeah. He would, like, concede. Alright, it's probably fucking dead.
It's definitely dead. Can't you smell it?
Yeah, I can smell it, but there's a lot of dead things in here.
Yeah, but the closer you get to it, you can smell it even worse.
Yeah, and the closer you get to it, the more dead bodies appear, because you think that this thing's been killing them all. Look,
What was
Okay, fine. So go walk.
glasses anyway.
She'll walk up to it and start poking it.
Unpleasantly squishy.
Oh.
Button is going to tug at Booker's pant leg.
What?
What was that phrase you had used earlier? If I recall
What?
correctly, it was something along the lines of telling someone so? Am I using the phrase correctly?
Like, narrows his eyes at Button.
Trixie is
like,
bust out laughing.
didn't know you were programmed for sarcasm. She continues, like, haughtily, just doing the strong-armed, swingy walk till he's underneath the Nyogi. Or, like, right up
You're
to the
there.
edge of where it would be.
I did not think I was programmed for sarcasm either. That was a genuine question.
Trixie, full on, gives Button a high five.
Button will accept the high five. But Button is a little lost.
Nice one.
I do not know what I did, but I appreciate the gesture. I'm sorry,
So-
Joe.
No, it's fine. It's earned.
You can have up to 2 people try to get on the get something off this body.
Okay.
So the 2 people that want to must make Arcana checks.
I'll
Booker's
assist.
going in.
Yeah. I've only got a +1 to Arcana, but if no one else wants to go after it as well, Button would want to.
Okay, so it looks like it's Button with the assistance of Trixie and then Booker.
Trixie is actually going to help Booker because he was so afraid of the Nyogi.
I'll say I could help. Okay.
Oh my god.
He is my ride.
But Trixie
To
is
be
doing
fair,
it
Liliana
specifically.
has also jumped off of Booker's shoulder at this point to go
Okay,
fucking
you
crate
do-
diving.
Oh, hold on. I got the perfect idea. Liliana helps Booker and Trixie helps Booker.
Yeah. Here, I'll hold
Quote
it for
unquote.
Trixie, like, walking over, just like, oh, let me get that for you. Squish, 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 squish.
Oh wow, you know, it must have been dead for so long.
Yeah, I can totally see why you'd be so afraid of that, you know?
Y'all
my
are
God.
fucking horrible.
Booker is just simmering at, like, a dull 190 degrees.
Also, the small thing of the moth fucking around with the spider. Just saying.
Yeah, take that. Now it's on the top of the food chain.
So
I love the idea of Trixie just being like, "Yeah, eat shit," said the moth to the spider.
Oh, I imagine at first it's about teasing Booker, and then she's like, you know what? This spider's dead and I'm alive. How about
I
that?
I'm the
Apple?
winner today.
okay,
What the
my
hell?
lovely bunch of cats. Let me herd you to continue this.
No.
I'm sorry.
Button and Booker, you're only D6s, please.
DC?
Booker, roll again.
Hey!
Can I roll again?
Yes. Thank God.
Aw.
I really wanted to be another one.
Okay. So that is 3. So I will need you to roll a 2d8 as well, Amy.
Oh shit, okay.
Okay. Booker. That nice toasty one. You just get so fucking annoyed by Trixie Buggy that you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go for like the most obvious thing that I can try to go for and just like prove that I'm not scared of this. And you essentially manage to dig out the Neogi brain. Which is why
Yeah.
there can only be one.
Them apples.
Really are a mind player, huh?
It's like, yeah, first the jars of brains.
So with a Neogi brain, it is worth 100 gold.
Damn.
Booker holding it towards.
Should you consume it, you
Oh.
briefly possess Neogi powers. So
Oh.
once within the next hour after you consume it, you can use an action to target one creature you can see within 30 feet. Make them roll a wisdom save. Or be charmed by you for 1 day or until you are incapacitated.
Huh.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh no.
During that time frame, you can telepathically communicate with them as well.
Get
And
your revenge,
How
Booker.
long?
Huh?
This is how long from when you eat it?
As long as he does it within an hour of eating it.
Okay.
And let me know when you're done with your note taking, so I can move on to Button's thing.
Alright. I'm just gonna read this out real quick, just to make sure I got it right. Within 1 hour of eating it, you can target one creature you can see within 30 feet. For wisdom save or be charmed for 1 day or until you are incapacitated. During that time frame, can telepathically communicate with it.
Yes. That is
That sounds great
correct.
to me.
Yeah, that is correct.
Alright, got it.
Button gets 9 Neogi teeth.
Ugh.
Cool.
Each one is worth 2 gold. One tooth can be used to tip an arrow or crossbow bolt. And should you use these teeth ammunition, the arrow or crossbow bolt does an extra d6 of poison damage on the hit.
Damn.
And you realize as you are pulling these teeth and tucking them away, this is probably the circular bite marks.
This was a large creature. My hypothesis was correct.
Booker's holding onto the brain. Just with his bare hands. He's handled monster gore before, so this is not unusual to him. But he will take it and just kind of palm it for a second, and then look at Trixie. And then start to walk towards Trixie and hold the brain out, just like, touch it.
Why?
No, come here, touch it. He's gonna start holding it towards her face.
Get that away from me.
Oh, come here. He's just chasing her around with it. Touch the brain, come on.
Don't get it near my glasses, damn it. These are brand new.
I'm ignoring what they're doing. I'm going on to the next body. Button says to Toad.
So you can try to monster hunt bodies, or you can try to loot bodies, or...
Well, I would feel weird monster hunting Githyanki.
We can loot them, if nothing else.
Looting them is fair game.
I mean, you monster hunted the Mind Flayers.
Yeah, but they're monsters.
Not according to some homebrew.
Yeah. Some would consider Githyanki monsters.
The difference is that I can't play as the Mind Flayer as a character.
Says
I
who?
can play as the Githyanki.
Says who?
But 5e, just the standard rules. But
Standardly.
I'm looking at you right now, Z.
I ain't saying nothing because you guys keep distracting yourselves here, so I'm just gonna let this like energy that you have to argue with each other just ride.
All right.
We chose chaos
like-
today.
Apparently,
I'd like to loot the humans and half elves. At the very least, we can shelf
Yeah.
the talk for another few minutes.
yeah, we can
But
shelve
I'm not
the
monster
potential.
hunting the humans and elves and half elves.
I mean, it is an option. I do have those.
It is an option, right? I know. I'm aware of that.
Okay.
However,
I was,
I feel bad.
I was playing a barbarian.
Hey kids, how do you guys feel about organ harvesting?
Yeah, like
All right, so
different with monsters.
looting the elves and humans. Somebody roll me a d20.
Okay, I'm on it.
I really like organ harvesting the humans. Just like, yeah, this is a perfectly good spleen. No, it's not weird. You're the one making it weird.
So you receive a total of 21 gold from all of the bodies. And should you like, there seem to be various weapons that are just standard, swords and scimitars and shields and things that you can also pick up.
Yeah, let's pick them up, add them to the armory. Fuck that. By fuck that, I mean yeah.
I will say, if you're wanting to pick up the weapons and such, you can. You will probably want to take them to the ship first before you continue on through the rest of the ship. Because there are quite a few.
Yeah, let's load up our cargo.
And come back.
Either
We
save
come
them
back
for
to the
later or
captain.
sell them.
Come back to the captain with standard normal ass gear.
Well, we can put them like right by the exit.
Yeah, we can leave them at the like quote unquote dock.
Okay.
That's true, yeah. Just leave them there.
So, let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. How much do you find? You find a total of 5 scimitars, 3 short swords, and 2 shields, and 2 light crossbows scattered around the room.
Cool. All right. Harvest the mind flayers because we've already crossed that bridge. We have deemed them harvestable.
Oh yeah. They are monsters to be hunted.
I will need Arcana checks.
Sorry, I'm blowing my nose. Hold on.
Ooh.
17.
Be nice if I can remember how to fucking spell this.
It's Arcana?
Yes, Arcana because they are aberrations.
Amy,
What's up?
may I ask something of you?
What is it?
May I roll an Arcana check in place of you to prove a point?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I mean, are they ever? Oh shit. Okay. Because I know last time I rolled survival, so that is why I'm asking: was it wrong last time, or was it wrong?
You rolled survival for the Quaggoths.
Quaggoths. Oh, okay, that's what it was. I got my notes mixed up. Okay. Whew, I was like, oh no, wait, did I do the bad thing last time?
No, you use against the Quaggoths. Let me see here.
All right, so I guess ignore that because Trixie wants to roll.
Okay. Trixie.
Is it rolling? I'm clicking the button. Let me refresh my page.
Asks to roll, refuses to roll,
My page is being dumb. Hang on.
refuses to elaborate.
It's basically to prove a point because Booker's all like, "You can't touch this gross stuff," so she's gonna touch the gross stuff.
She's gonna touch the grossest stuff.
She's gonna.
I really want it to be incredibly low. It's higher than I wanted. But good work.
Let me double check this really fast. Why do you do this to me? Computer? Load up what I need you to load up. Please and thank you.
Thank you, Amy, for giving me this.
Welcome.
I can do this way. In here. Okay. 5-minute break real fast while I fight with my computer for a second, because it's not pulling up the shit I needed to pull up.
Okie doke. 17.
I'm just gonna do this. Seven.
Ah.
I have to make Trixie be more of a shit. It's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and jinx myself here. Up until that 17, I think all my rolls have been above 20. I've been rolling like fucking fire tonight.
I mean, technically, you rolled a 1 twice.
This is also true.
Proof.
It's not this. I have organized too much, because now I can't find the thing that I was using for the mind flare. This is why I don't organize.
Mm-hmm.
Spelljammer. Okay.
Excuse me. I want to know what this fucking briefcase is.
Mm-hmm.
Got that weird doctor's bag shape.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So, I'm assuming everybody is still here because I have heard many voices. Let's see. You go messing with these mind flayers. And Booker does manage to get something. Roll me a 1d10.
A D10. Let's
D10.
go.
Okay. Roll me a d4.
1.
1. Okay. So you're kind of shifting around and moving these bodies around, trying to see what you can get and gather. You find a single mind flayer tentacle still stuck to a portion of its neck.
Oh.
On its own, it is worth 300 gold.
Holy shit.
With 20 days of work, you can craft it into a dagger or a short sword.
Yo.
And once per day, when you hit a creature with this weapon, you can force it to make an intelligence saving throw. And on a failed save, the creature is stunned until the end of its next turn.
Fucking
What's
mental.
saving throw?
It is an intelligence saving throw of 15. Unfortunately, Trixie, though you go diving into messing with these mind flayers, you get all 4 of your hands dirty, but you can't quite find anything that's salvageable. For the record, because of the CR of mind flayers, you had to roll at least a 17.
Damn!
So Booker barely made it.
Let's go.
A
Because that is
Trixie is disappointed.
how the monster hunting works for these things, the creatures and everything. It is 10 plus CR level is the minimum you have to roll to get something. If you manage to get like 10 above the minimum, so like if you manage to like roll a 27 somehow, you get extra items.
So I got a tentacle, and then I got
A brain.
and the brain.
And unfortunately, to try making Mind Flayer Calamari Fen, you would actually need all the heads. This is the only tentacle that you have come across.
damn. All right, and now we open up the question: to loot or to harvest a gift yonki? I am fine with either option, honestly.
I
Yo,
will
Rim World
say,
Pie, let's go.
I will say from the only argument I have from a non-philosophical standpoint would be if we get any Githyanki stuff and we run into any Yankees, we're gonna have some splaining to do. We've
You're not
already run
wrong.
into Githyanki's once. That's the only reason I bring that up.
So is that like pro harvesting or anti harvesting? Like, are you talking about if we have like Githyanki armor, we have some explaining to do, or if they look through our
No,
inventory?
if we harvest them and have Githyanki parts that we turn into something like an item,
Oh, okay.
and we have a Githyanki spinal column sword, they're gonna be like, "Hey, that looks like a Githyanki spine."
Why the fuck do you know what
The
that
fuck?
looks like?
I mean, I know what a human skull looks like. I imagine a spinal column would look something
Like a
like that.
spine.
Could yeah. So I assume a Githyanki could probably identify some basic Githyanki bones if they were
Okay.
cut into sword shapes. But listen, it's kind of a long shot, but that is we have run into Githyanki, and if we have Githyanki body parts, even if they're not transformed yet, if we have just a jar of Githyanki fingers, we're gonna look
You know
really
what?
fucking weird.
Yeah, but think about
That's a
this.
valid
Think of
point.
the intimidation bonuses you'd
I
get.
feel like that's just instant combat, honestly. And I've been swayed over to the loot side.
It would 100%, I think, all be instant combat, but I would be down to attempt to loot them. How do you spell? What is it? What is the spidery thing called?
A Neogi? Neogi.
Neogi. Gotcha. Thank you.
So yes, I would like to traditionally loot,
Okay.
unless anyone is
But-
really, really gung ho.
We could get special effects from their body parts, though.
That is true. However, if we ever want to have to negotiate with one in the future, that's gonna be very bad.
Or very good. Like I said, intimidation bonuses.
I don't think
Really?
I don't think space
Intimidated.
pirates would be intimidated by us.
Yeah.
We could try, because I mean, I do like intimidating people. I want Booker to be scary.
Mm.
I'm just in it for the special effects. I don't really care either way.
Loot or harvest? Loot or harvest?
I vote loot.
At a minimum, loot.
Loot. Okay, we're
So we'll
looting.
do the loot now.
Okay. So as you, and I will say, again, I'm making this because I am allowing this shit to happen. You only get one. If you loot, you cannot harvest. If you harvest, you cannot loot.
Oh, I see why that was a thing. My bad. I'm
Yeah.
glad you clarified that. Sorry.
But I'm still not
Or
hearing
maybe
any
they're typically
arguments.
more profitable.
I don't want to sell body parts to creatures that are vaguely humanoid.
Yeah, I'm still on the loot.
What? People do it all the time. There's a whole black market for it.
If it's becoming a moral thing, then let's just loot.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just loot.
loot.
I'm more so
I don't
talking
care.
about
I'm just
having-
advocating for both.
to deal with one in the future and having to explain that.
Okay, I'm hearing loot multiple times, even though we are still arguing, so we're just gonna loot. So, across the bodies, you find 3 things. You find a set of broken plate armor. That looks like you could probably sell it for scrap, use it for scrap, or try to repair it into a set of decent plate armor. You find 1 Githyanki power bead. That
Power bead?
power bead. That, if you attune with it and take some time to weld it onto a weapon, that weapon becomes magical in nature and will do an extra d4 of psychic damage.
Huh.
That's cool.
And you find 1 silvered longsword. It is considered magical and can strike astral beings, such as beings that are using the astral projection spell.
Ooh.
Nice.
And on a critical hit, you can cut the silver cord that tethers an astral being to their actual body instead of dealing damage.
That sounds pretty cool.
That do sound cool. God, it makes me wish Booker was the strength build.
You reacted. Do you know what cutting the silver cord means, Joe?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to share with the class? Because I don't think everybody does.
So, when you use astral projection, your body is basically your spirit or soul or being or essence is ejected from your corporeal form, and it is tethered to your corporeal body by that silver thread. If that silver thread is cut, you can be taken away from your body. You can be your body's basically dead. You basically have killed someone instantly by cutting the cable, but you haven't been anywhere near them.
And I will say that this is not necessarily super common knowledge, but all of you would have heard the tale, at least, of beings within wild space in the astral sea that are the creatures that result from spirits that cannot find their way back to their bodies because their silver cords have been cut.
Astral wraiths, fucking space ghosts, coast to coast.
Damn.
That's cool as fuck. And it's a longsword, huh?
Yep.
Longsword and medium armor that puts a max on my dex cap. This is really, man, really incentivizing me to make Booker here lean further into strength. Here I am, dex. Also, question before I forget, do y'all mind if I take one of those shields? Because I do have I have a dueling weapon, so I have a free hand.
Go for it.
Hell yeah. Poggers. Thank you.
I mean, I can use shields, but I don't think I can with my quarterstaff.
Yeah, you'd have to have a specialized shield, which is not beyond question. You would have to either find it or special order it to be able to get, like, essentially a buckler that is small enough to wield with a two-handed weapon. That is what you find from the Githyanki bodies. Y'all have plundered the cargo hold.
All right.
And for your notes, Amy, F deck is the cargo deck.
Thank you.
We have finished the fuck deck.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
You have
We
4 more decks to go. And depending on how you view it, 9 to 10 more room varieties.
I thought you were about to say 9 to 10 more sessions, and I was about to be like, holy fuck.
No. So we can either call it here, because I'm hearing a lot of yawning from various people, or you guys can explore just a little bit more.
I feel like if there's one thing I want to do, it's to fucking find out what the fuck's up with Jasper, but I feel like that's opening another can of worms that we have to deal with, right, this session.
I don't know what the fuck's up with him, but we also gotta find those other fuckos.
Uh-huh.
Also, I just noticed what you had typed, Iris. Booker fucking yelp. It was like, oh, what the fuck? Why did he fucking wiping slurp off of himself?
I'll press the year coat clean.
She did the whole thing of like putting her arm around his shoulder and wipe.
Oh.
This is going to be an interesting relationship.
I will clean your coat for you, Booker.
Thank you. Just looks at Beatrix with ire.
See, it's not so hard playing around in the muck.
Even get anything. All you did was poke its guts.
If I just poked its guts, my hands wouldn't be this messy. Wipe.
You couldn't even bring back a brain? Do you know
Oh,
what
but
There was no
is?
head on it.
Oh.
Just not no head.
In defense of her, though, I don't know if she looked.
I can hear the doc coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of turning into a doc.
It's the Trixie influence.
Trixie's not helping. He's supposed to be a mature person.
He's the one that started chasing her with a brain. Okay.
That is also fair. He did start this.
Kill it with me.
And honestly, I just imagine in the background, Button is like still writing things down, blatantly ignoring this bullshit.
Next floor.
Trixie will go to Button and whisper, not only is he afraid of spiders, but he's also afraid of getting dirty. Just the mock whispering.
Most people do not enjoy getting dirty, so I understand.
But where's the fun in not getting dirty?
Dirt is very hard to clean out of gears.
Good point. 1 second, video phone call.
Sand is a nightmare.
So, I'm hearing a call to go to the next floor. You have 2 possible paths up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could go.
You can go up here, or no, this one, through these, or you can go back up to the battle prow and up.
Battle prow and then up?
Yeah, sure, the way we came.
Yeah, that way we're closer to the ship.
Okay.
Now, do we want to do the Jasper thing before? Is it Jasper, or is it, am I mispronouncing it?
Yeah, it's Jasper.
I heard
It's
Jasper, yeah.
Jasper Graves.
Jasper Graves, okay.
It's a really cool name
That is
for
such a
someone
cool...
who's trapped himself in the fucking kitchen.
I don't think it was by choice.
Well, he's got to put us in our graves if we're not careful.
I do want to save him and see what he's about. I wanted to at least finish this floor before we revisited that.
I had thought we were going to come back to him after we found the rest of the people. And because we're going up, so I'm assuming, well, I mean, we did take a short rest, but my assumption is that everyone else is upward. So once we find everyone else who's upward, we'll figure out what the deal is, and then we'll be like, do you know who Jasper Graves is? And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's this guy. Or if they don't know him, and then we'll go downstairs.
I'm fine with either option. I just don't want to forget him.
No, we won't forget him.
Or like be chased off the ship by later on encounter, and then we can't save him, and he dies. You know.
Well, there's no preventing that if we decide to not deal with him now.
That's why I'm just like, I kind of want to deal with him now, just in case, you know?
But how do you want to deal with him now?
I don't know, man. I'm tired. So I'm asking the group.
I don't know how to deal with him now, which is why I say we have to put a pin in it and take the risk of not getting the thing if we get chased off. But if that is not... Hello. We are deciding what to do about Closet Man, Kitchen Man.
Weren't
Jasper.
we waiting till we found the other people?
I thought
See
we were
what they had
waiting.
to say?
I thought we were waiting until we finished this floor. So I guess that's just my misunderstanding.
Well, it's on the way back to leave, right?
The argument is if we decide to go upstairs and end up running into something that is like a huge problem and we have to run away and we can't deal with like we can't save him or deal with it and we end up having to leave him, then we wouldn't know what happened and also he would probably die. But I don't think there's anything to do that we can do right now aside from go back there and just ask him a bunch of questions, and
Yeah.
I don't know what
Because, like,
questions to ask.
this would be like an in-character thing, definitely. Like, Trixie doesn't necessarily trust him either, because, like, yeah, he's locked up for a reason, kind of thing. But she also would want to save him if possible, and obviously that would be after we hear the other side of the story. So that's my kind of take on that. / Trixie's.
And so you are a monk. You are stupid. If we end up having a situation where it's like, oh, we got to run away, Trixie could, in some way, run downstairs, open up the door, and let him out, and then run back upstairs or run away to the ship. That would be the solution to that problem. Because everyone else is normal speed. That's the best I got. Because other than that, it's we go there and just let him out, which I don't want to do.
Could we make it the door so that it can be opened very quickly by Trixie with like 1 bar left? If we have that situation.
Kind of risk him getting out anyways, though. At that point.
That's true. Okay, never mind.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Trixie could break it open though, pretty easily. Especially if I really, really needed to, I could use some key points, pull out the astral arms, and just use my wisdom instead of strength for stuff.
The door.
Yeah, like, well, literally though, like the astral self, you can use your wisdom instead of strength for checks.
Nice. So it's gonna be on Trixie to be willing to do that, but I think that is the solution to the dilemma, the best solution to the dilemma.
If it comes to that, too.
If it's
like,
good.
We might deal with whatever's up above well enough. So yeah, I'd say wait on him.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on to next floor.
So you go past the battle prow and then back up the side stairs and onto what would be floor D. And yeah, move this thing here. As you walk up the stairs, you don't find a door in your way. Instead, you find just a massive open platform with the splinters of a twisted black mangonel lying in the center of the deck. And piles of ammunition just strewn about the deck. And you realize that this is a battle deck. And it looks like much like the weapons on the battle prow itself, the weapons on this battle deck have been purposely sabotaged and destroyed so that they will not be able to be used again.
I remember that they looked like they had been sabotaged. It implied that it was possibly a sabotage, like an inside job, Or maybe I misunderstood.
And what room is this? Is this 6?
Yes, this would be 6.
Okay, is 6 the battle deck or is D the battle deck?
D is the battle deck. 6 is also technically the battle deck. You can also call it the observation platform.
Sorry, so I'll make sure I get this right off the bat. Okay.
And you see on the other side, further back along this deck, a door, which you assume by its size and its positioning to be the door at the top of the stairs that go down to the cargo deck, and a set of stairs that leads upward. And beside it, a hallway stretching off into enclosed rooms towards the back of the ship, as well as another small door just to the right of the stairs.
I have a question about the ammunition for the mangonel. Like, what exactly is it?
Mangonels would be stones, though you also see some ballista bolts laying around. Because the ballista is down on the battle prow where you guys entered the ship.
Do they look the same as the ones that we use, or are these just like special Mind Flayer editions that just look different?
They look strange. They don't look like they're quite put together the same, but they do look like something you could use for your ammunition, with maybe just a little bit of tweaking here and there. The mangonel stones are mangonel stones. They're pretty standard.
Would it be prudent for us to, like, take these with us, or are we not necessarily worried about ammunition for the ship?
Because I don't personally want to keep track of just like plain ammunition for the ship. You can flavor-wise take them. I'm not going to keep track of numbers of base ammunition. I only ask everybody to keep track of their magical special ammunition.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I already got too many plates spinning. I'm not adding that to the list.
Fair.
Okay,
So that'll be something we can just say, like, yeah, we got special edition ballista bolts now. They look squishy, but they're not.
it's like skins in video games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We unlocked the cool skin. That's
We
what I've
unlocked-
always wanted.
The Nautiloid pack.
Nautiloid skins.
Nautiloid ladybug.
Hey.
The not a bug, if you would prefer.
Oh boy.
Lady Nautiloid.
Lady Mind Flare. Yo, that's a scary title.
Yeah.
Mind Flayer's luck.
Okay. I mean, fuck it. First door, 7.
Yeah.
Alright.
Seems
So
good to
you
me.
walk over to the door and reach out and touch it, and very slowly the muscles contract away, and the glowing light starts to brighten within. And Button, much to your joy, you have found the chart room.
This is where Button breaks out into musical song.
You inside find a room that is, at least was, from the looks of things, meant to be very organized, with just a wall full of cubbies and carefully kept charts and maps in each of the cubbies, though now half of them seem to be strewn about, laying on top of each other, and some in various states of crumpled and folded and scorched and various destroyed in various ways, though some still look to be mostly, if not completely, intact. And a handful of those odd shell-looking devices tucked away into a corner.
Button is going to turn to the group and tell them, "We are taking everything."
Booker's eyebrows just go up. He doesn't protest though.
Button is gonna fucking take out fucking. I actually think I actually gave Button a like cases to carry maps and scrolls. I think I bought those.
Yep.
Oh yes, I remember you bought them and they were empty because you didn't have
Yeah.
anything to fill them with yet.
Yeah. So Button is going to take the very delicate ones and put them in the case, the map, fucking map case. What map or scroll? Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't read for a second. Put them in the case, and then Button is going to get to work. Button is taking everything they can get their hands on. Button will elicit Trixie to help them when there is one too high on a shelf.
Of course, Trixie will help her buddy.
So
Booker will just grab whatever papers and just start rolling them up and then sticking them in a pile and rolling them up and sticking them in a pile.
Yeah. So, Button has like a bag on the floor. It's like, put everything in this bag. I will sort through them during the night. But we need everything. It is important to me.
just fucking assembly chain to get these maps all rolled up and in a bag. Yeah, it'll take you a couple minutes to do that, but you get most all of them. There's a couple of them that you kind of reach out to, and they are so badly damaged that even you, Button, know that it's not necessarily worth taking them. So there's a couple of them that seem to just be kind of lost, but you do get about 15 maps and charts. None of which you recognize. At least those that you kind of glance over in amongst the sorting.
Open. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Just Button gets to open up the document area of the pause screen, and then all of the little exclamation points next to all of the unread documents.
Yeah. And the most exciting thing is that Button does not recognize these charts. These are new. Button needs to find out where they are. Also, thank you all for humoring Button.
This is the least offensive, obtrusive task. It's like, I want all of these things that are going to help irrevocably in some obtuse way, so hopefully nobody else is offended by it. It's like, nah, man, everyone's got their thing. We like, you humored Booker while he was wanting to like get monster gore. Well, you actually Button actively participated, but
Say. Yeah, Button wants everything. This is their thing. They're going to make the ultimate map. One day. And also takes the little storage devices. Button just thinks they're neat.
Okay. So, you have cleared out the chart room. Where to now?
Okay. Number order?
8. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
down.
start heading down the hallway and come to another door that you didn't really notice when you first hit the deck. It was kind of covered in shadows of the hall. And as that door slowly opens, again, that kind of unpleasant, fleshy sound. Inside, you see what looks to be kind of a workshop and repair area. See bits and pieces of various mechanical items and a sail that seems to be ripped and torn and under the process of trying to be sewn back together. So it looks just like a repair workshop bay.
What kind of things were repaired here regularly?
You can see a sail on one on one table. On another table, you can see what looks to be like a component that was inside of the pods down in the crew quarters. You can see another thing that looks to be made of was it? Is it chitin?
Titan?
Chitin. Of chitin and metal, some strange fusion of both that almost resembles a like 4-pronged claw grabbing device. You've not come across that on the ship thus far, so you're not fully sure what it is. And you can see a couple of boxes full of other bits and pieces of machinery. Some of it you kind of recognize from various spelljamming ships to kind of know what they might be. Some of it is completely foreign to you.
So this claw hook thing is for ship-to-ship grabbing?
No, not as far as you can tell. It is smaller.
Smaller, like, maybe we could take it?
If you'd like.
I want it. This is like, I'm imagining the claw thing from Wind Waker.
Oh,
the little
the grappling hook.
Yeah. Get like a little rope and a grippy, and then you can grab stuff, or
sweet,
Not
conveniently placed poles.
quite. These, I will say, these little prongs claws are long, but the very ends of them are thin and pointed.
Frail.
Yeah.
Okay. But it could make
more scalpel-like than sturdy grappling hook.
Could I use it? What the fuck would this use for? This is weird. Whatever. I'm gonna take it because I think it is probably something I could fuck around with. It's like a viper head, but just the head.
Okay, you take it?
Yeah. Is there anything else that really stands out in this room?
I mean, unless you just want to take a box full of things you don't recognize.
That's true. It's probably mostly just fleshy goo, gourds and organs and.
No.
I keep forgetting that we're on a mind flayer ship and not a normal ship, so everything is a thin veneer of flesh to it.
Thin veneer of flesh or shell.
Yeah.
Is there a tool of some sort?
I mean,
maybe the thing that I grabbed is a tool.
Yeah, that Button can find.
You see, a lot of basic tools that you kind of recognize. I'm pretty sure.
Not fleshy.
It's I'm pretty sure that's a hammer, and I'm pretty sure that's maybe a knife, maybe a file. I'm not quite sure. None of the room itself, beyond the door and the walls, is not overly fleshy. It seems to be much more mechanical and shell-like in nature, and all of the implements inside are also like that.
More mechanical. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a question for Easy.
Yes.
Two questions.
Okay.
First one, is there any special tools here the Button can search for? And if not, could theoretically, just like how we are gathering ammo just to reskin, we got the Nautiloid pack for ammo, would it be possible for Button to salvage and make a toolkit, Mind Flayer skin? Mind Flayer skin toolkit.
You don't know enough about Mind Flayer and Mind Flayer technology and aberration technology to really be able to suss out what is machinery that you don't recognize versus what is tool that you don't recognize.
Okay.
You can pick up a small handful of things that you're kind of sure are base level tools that like all cultures, all peoples have. So you can have a like halfway skinned toolkit of like a file, something sharp and pointy, something like hammer, something vaguely like crowbar shaped, that are all made out of that hard black chitin material that a lot of the things on the ship seem to be made out of.
Alright. I'd have Button do that. Just get the basic, what they can recognize as tools, and just drop it into their carpenter's toolkit.
Okay.
That is it.
Back again.
It's just the flavor of new gear.
And then I'm assuming you guys continue on to 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
There's 2 9s.
Yes, there are 2 9s. They're both the same type of room. As you round the corner to see the last 2 doors on the stack, you see that both of these doors seem to be slightly shorter than the other doors on this ship. And get the distinct impression that these rooms were designed not so much for the mind flayers.
Uh-oh.
Which one would you choose to go into?
Neither.
Huh.
Down or right?
South 9.
Okay. So you head into... I don't want to draw. I want to do this. You head down to one of the doors and reach out, touch it, and it slowly opens. And inside you find essentially what looks to be 4 stations. And Booker, you very quickly realize and put together what that claw you picked up is. As you recognize 4 chairs meant to hold people down as their brains are extracted. Each topped with one of those thin claws.
So, the claws are to hold their head, aren't they?
I
They're
think it's scoop out the brain.
scooping out the brain.
Fucking claw machine, but with brain.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Long, thin, and pointy to go in between the brain and the skull without
Oh, hold on.
hurting the brain.
Where is the, there, the John Cena gif?
Is that Booker right now?
Yeah, Booker just seeing the claw the devices and then immediately is like, I know what those are. That looks oddly familiar. Almost like something I put in my pocket, and then reaches into his pocket and pulls out the claw, sees that it matches, and will just drop it on the ground. We don't need to carry that anymore.
Keeping this in the notes, though.
And
Well,
in the corners of the room, you see more jars filled with liquid that is a unpleasant greenish brown, and brains floating inside.
I do not like this room.
I don't like this room either. But Booker's gonna walk inside and start to look around. At the very least, he's gonna investigate some.
Button will follow, but Button is whispering to Toad that they should just go back to the map room. There might be something we didn't see.
Toad, why did we not revel in the safety of the map room?
To kind of speed up and wrap this floor up, the south room you do not find anything. However, as you go to the eastern room and inside find more of those chairs, you do find the decaying remains of a dwarf and an Aarakocra in 2 chairs. Still strapped down. One with seemingly having had the procedure already done, and the other with only the cap of their skull gone.
Well, Iris, I hope you're not eating anything. Again.
Nope. I was smart this time.
Iris learned her lesson.
As a side note, Trixie will break the chairs and the claw machines in the bottom room. If no one else will stop her, if that's okay.
I'm not stopping her.
Booker will flinch a little bit because he wants to be quiet, but he's not gonna stop Trix.
That is a reasonable response.
Yeah, just like, oh shit, that's really loud. Okay, well, yeah, that's fair. Right. Well, do a quick check of the other room and call this floor done.
Okay.
Anything to find here other than grief?
Do we... I mean, we've been looting all the other bodies. Do we want to loot these ones too?
It feels wrong.
Yeah, this feels a little.
This one feels wrong.
Looting people who died fighting and looting people who died having their brain claw machine feels a little bad.
Like strapped to the chair. Like they didn't go down swinging, man. It's like it feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? You're right. But Trixie is going to untie them from the thing and like lay them on the floor, I guess, or against a wall.
Yeah. Get them out of the fucking chair. Just so...
Yeah.
Booker will make sure that their heads are correctly on if they're not.
Okay.
But
You found something that just got to all of us.
Yep.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, this is fun party, like, Monster Hunter game. No, fuckers, you guys are still in a fucked up place.
Yep. Yep. Again, I am reminded that this is a Mind Flayer ship, and somehow I forgot between like room 8 and room 9. The walk between rooms made me forget that we are in a nightmare ship that is a giant flying terror egg.
Yeah. To be fair, all the bodies we have found so far died fighting.
Gonna break those machines as well that are in that room.
Fuck them.
Okay. So you've broken all of the mind harvesters on the ship.
Every
And
single one.
tried to be as respectful as you could to the bodies that remained in them.
How's Trixie taken this, by the way? Oh, sorry.
Oh, continue.
That's it. I just want to ask how Trixie's taken it. Because she's really going in there.
She is very sullen. Like, she's not as not bubbly isn't the word, but as energetic. It's like it literally is walking into a torture chamber. Like, how are you expected to react to that?
Yeah.
So she wants to break everything that is a torture machine, essentially.
Alright.
Booker will put in. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I keep somehow interrupting Z. Booker will, like, tentatively, in the midst of Trixie smashing and letting it kind of die out a little bit, towards the end of the smash spree, he will take a tentative step forward and reach a hand out and kind of put a hand on her shoulder. And he won't say, like, that's enough, but he'll give her a firm, like, hey, I get it. Let's leave the room. Like, we should just be out of here. I hope that got it out of your system a little bit, because that's not one of the ways that I cope, but I get it. He's just gonna give her one of those looks of, like a long, hard stare, trying to be understanding.
Just nod. One stern nod and walk out with them, not really saying anything.
Give her a pat on the shoulder.
Okay. So as all of you kind of slowly make your way out of this hall and back onto the observation deck. The only way up is the central staircase. You can see a doorway at the very top. Do you guys continue?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it is getting late.
I'm wrapping it up. I'm wrapping it up here shortly.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, continue onward then.
Alright. As you continue on up the stairs and reach another large door, you reach out and open it, and the first thing you see is a massive open room, ceilings twice as high as any of the other rooms you have come across thus far, and various machines stretching along the walls, very clearly forming the command center of this ship. And as soon as the door opens, 5 shadows rush towards all of you. And you realize there are 5 Sirlons charging. And that's where we are going to end it.
When you say charging, Do you mean like a battery?
No, charging towards you.
Okay. See, that's what I was thinking you meant.
And just for a reminder.
They're fucking big, man, and they're hoofy.
That is where we shall end it, so next session we will start off with combat.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. And by that I mean